Hey, what is going on guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video, and in today's video I'm going to give you guys some tips on the early game when it comes to getting more kills. It could be to getting more loot or getting more stacked. So I'm going to give you guys my best tips when it comes to the early game. And for this gameplay here, I came out of the early game with 11 kills. So I came out of Tilted Towers with 11 kills, and I end up winning the game with 22. So it's a very good gameplay, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. And before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. If you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you need to do is to drop a like on this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on my notifications, and leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And as well, make sure you guys have me supported as a creator on the item shop. All you need to do this is go to the item shop, hit X, type in Young Humor. That's all you have to do, and you will have me added and supported as a creator. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so like I said in this video, I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to win more in the early game and just go off. So you guys can get more shields, more kills, and just everything in between. So here, starting out, I'm going to pick off 2 people in the L building. And one thing I like to do when it comes to landing, and for this gameplay I did land in Tilted Towers, but this applies to, landing anywhere. I mean, you could land at Salty Springs, Retail Row, and everything still applies. So I'd like to land on either a shotgun, or not even a shotgun, any type of weapon, or some types of shield. And shield I like the most because shield can be very difficult to find. As you guys know, finding shield in the early game, or just finding shield in general in Fortnite, can be quite a bit of a pain. So if you see a building with minis on it, with a slurp, with a big pot, typically if I can, I'll try to land there, grab that, and then try to look for a weapon. And trust me, it is a lot easier finding a weapon than it is finding a shield potion or a slurp of any type of heals like that, or even bandages, honestly. Like, I have some times where I can't even find bandages, so any type of heals is going to be my #1 go-to to land at. And for buildings, I most likely like to go to the tallest buildings or the biggest buildings, because if you get control of the biggest buildings, you're going to have the best chance of finding the most loot. So buildings like the middle one in Tilted, which can be kind of a pain getting to because there's a ton of people landing there, and then the umbrella building or apartments, whatever you guys want to call it. So those are 2 buildings that I like to land at the most, because you're going to find the most amount of people around there, and there's going to be the most amount of loot inside of it. And when you're looking to push other players, you kind of have 2 options, right? So when it comes to landing at your building, you always want to try to find some shield first. But as soon as you find shield, for me at least, as soon as I find shield, if I have 50 shield, then I'm going to be rushing the mess out of any other players. Because if someone's in a building across from you, and you already have shield, maybe you have a shield, a shotgun, and an SMG, that enough is already a good loadout to go, because the other person is still going through their building. And if you can be fast enough going towards them and rushing them, you might even be able to take their shields from them. So if you already have a good loadout, pushing people early as possible is going to be a good idea, for the reason, if you can push them fast enough, you can even get their shields, and if you get their shields, it's going to stack you even more and put them at a big disadvantage, because you've already have 50 plus shield and they have no shield at all. Killing or just eliminating players who don't have any shield is pretty simple, because it doesn't take too many shots at all to eliminate them, and if you already have that shield advantage, then you should be making the push for them either way. But when you don't have any shield and you barely have any heals, you really have to be cautious about getting shot at, because if you get shot at, you're not going to have any heals at all, and at this point in Tilted Towers, pretty much everything is going to be looted. So to find any other heals, I'm going to either have to run out of Tilted, or I'm going to have to fight another player, and just fighting other teams with no HP is definitely not the move for me. I don't enjoy it, and I'm more than likely going to have a hard time winning that gunfight. So when you have low HP, you have a few options for it, and I would say the best option, especially in Tilted Towers and places like that, is just to sit on top of buildings or get some kind of high ground and wait for players to run across the street. And if you wait long enough, it's going to happen, because for here, I already cleared out this side of Tilted, so I know for sure that there's going to be at least 1 or 2 other teams past the other side of Tilted. At this point, fortunately, I was able enough or lucky enough to open a chest and get a big shield. So as soon as I found the big shield, I had 150 HP, which means I was going to be able to push as quickly as I can. And another tip that I can give you guys when it comes to having low HP or just running away from players or just juking them out, one thing that's really good is buildings are going to save you time after time again. If maybe if you're at a disadvantage, it could be 1v2, maybe they have more HP, more mats. Either way, buildings are going to be your best bet, because when it comes to buildings, there's a lot of things you can do with them. So I can run inside, I can place floor panels on all the stairs, I can box myself in, and it's going to be very difficult for the other player to chase me. And even if he wants to chase me, I could be sitting right behind a wall, ready with my pump out, going for a headshot. So there's definitely a lot of things that I can do when I'm inside of buildings. So buildings is going to be your best bet to play off of it if you're at a disadvantage 1v2. Maybe you don't have any shield, you're low HP, or even just low on materials. It's going to be your best bet. And once you go into the buildings, you can even go to the top of them. And for here on top of the building, I can see the pretty much entire area of Tilted Towers. And if there's going to be a team rushing, I'm going to be able to see them and then make my move accordingly. And that's exactly what's going to happen in this situation. So I see people in the middle construction building. I see them on the left side. I think they were opening up a chest or something. So I'm seeing exactly what they're doing, and I was trying to go for a shot on them because if they peeked anything at all, I was trying to get a few tags on them just to see how much HP they had. And if they were at the bottom, I probably would have just jumped down and challenged immediately. But because they were kind of in the middle somewhere at first, I was just going to come from the top and see where they were. So I picked up the first player, and the second player was going to be below. And typically when you get a knock on a player, their teammate pushes up towards them or just does some really aggressive play, and it's super easy to counter. Because most players, when they go down, they're just begging their teammates to revive them, and then their teammate is always going to go for the revive. And that's exactly what happened. This guy was going for the revive, and I just thirsted his teammate pretty much mid-revive. So that guy was probably pretty annoyed right there. And with his teammate, it looked like he was low on mats. I just pushed right through with the Deagle Pump, finished him off, and that is 8 kills and Tilted. And we have another team that comes up. This guy gets a hit for 120. So I finish him off, and I come back in my box, and his teammate's going to do the exact same thing. So it's always to play smart if you have the heals, to just get your heals off and then go for a push. Just because the shotguns do so much damage in this game now, you just never know when they're going to get that one lucky shot on you where they're going to get a headshot for 130. And if you would have popped your extra mini, if you would have spared a little bit of time, and it would have saved you from going down and then getting immediately thirsted by the other player. So here I'm with 10 kills, and there's another player that comes. And I love these games where there's a ton of people in Tilted Towers constantly coming. It doesn't happen every single time, but here I got tagged up a little bit for my shield, and I noticed I didn't have any extra minis, so there was no point of trying to sit back and try to get off my heals because I didn't have any extra to get off. So here I'm just going through the building trying to figure out where this player was, and I didn't want to go too far from my teammate just in case he knocked me, because if he knocked me, it would have been an easy thirst from him, and there was nothing I could have done. And this player had shield. I get one tag on him, turn around, get another tag. A pretty easy finish, and he's going to have a teammate that's going to come as well, which my teammate does finish off right there. So that would be 11 kills. There's going to be one more team that I'm going to fight before I come out of Tilted Towers. And this team I'm going to have to fight quickly because there is 40 seconds before the storm comes in. And the storm is going to be all the way towards Fatal Fields. So luckily enough, I got the finish on these players, and I cut out the part before, but these guys absolutely lit me up. I had a little bit of extra shield, but after they lit me up, I was stuck at like 60 HP, just trying to get shots on them. And here I come out of the storm. I didn't have mini mats at all. I only had 30 extra material. I'm trying to go for the elimination on these players, because if I was able to kill these players, then I'm gonna have their mats. And it really was one of those situations where I was coming out of Tilted Towers pretty stacked. I came out of there pretty good. But as I was coming out, I got cucked by the last team. They lit up all my shield, and I burnt through quite a bit of mats trying to get to them. So I'm coming out of the storm trying to finish off the other teams while also having no materials. At this point, I have 14 kills with 10 players left. So if I'm quick enough, I'm going to be able to drop the 20 kills this game, which I do. I think I end up dropping 22. So I pretty much killed everyone else in the lobby. So here, I'm trying to make sure that the other players aren't going to try to finish this guy. And he tries to place a trap down. And if he would have placed a trap down, he probably would have ended up killing me with it, because I don't think I would have been able to hit his wall with my deagle and finish it off, just because it was built out of steel. So here I'm running around. There's a bunch of players boxed up. It almost looks like a scrim lobby. I get a pretty good shot on this player, and I was able to finish him off with 16 kills with 8 other people left. And there I was able to find, once again, another player who is a Black Knight. So here I'm playing as aggressive as I can, but also making sure to not get tagged for too much, which I end up doing. I got quite a bit of damage on me, and I didn't want to play too aggressive there. I really wanted to get off my heels, just in case there is another team that's going to come up behind me, because there still is 6 other people left in the lobby. So there's more than a good chance there's going to be another team coming from beside me, or even from behind me in Fatal Fields. And the last teams, I'm not even going to lie, I had quite a difficult time killing them, because everyone wanted a build fight. You have players building up against me, I'm building against the other players. So here, I'm in a little bit of a build fight. I get tagged for quite a bit. So here I'm keeping my high ground, trying to pick off the player that was on my teammate, which I end up doing. So here I'm going for high ground, and as soon as I get high ground, I was going to pick off my minis. So here we're playing a little bit slower because my teammate needed to get off a few heals. So here we are boxed up, and I'm going to see a tomato skin trying to ramp up. I shoot out his ramp, and luckily I was able to get the finish right there, which made it for a pretty easy kill, which only makes it 2 other players left in the lobby. Right here I get a pretty good deagle shot, I'm not gonna lie. So I see a player kind of in the cornfields running across, and I put a deagle shot right on his back and able to finish him off. So with 1 player left, it's gonna make it for a pretty easy finish with the deagle for a 150 damage headshot. And with that being said, that's a wrap up for this video. Hope you guys liked this video, hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys could, drop a like on this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on my notifications to be notified for every single new video, and alright guys, I'll see you next video.